It's day 4 up here in the Allagash. It's a bit warmer today, closer to 30 degrees. We're getting an early start. We're going to kind of split up, target new area, hopefully an area that's got more deer in it, and go for it all day. It's going to be kind of wet getting close to 10 a.m. So plan is to get on a track real early before the snowfall and some rainfall starts. Let's see how we do. So I've got a track. It's a little snowed in, but it looks like a big track. Probably from late in the day yesterday. Yeah, it's big and wide. I've crossed a few fresh tow tracks already. I might just walk to the end of this road, see if he comes back across or anything, but this is a good place to start right now. I could follow this track. Yeah, that's a big buck. Man, that's a good track. That's what I'm looking for. balls. My lucky day. Look at that. I walked right through here yesterday. There's my track from yesterday morning. Say in big bucks sleep the right way. After a buck takes a leak, when he goes over to step over a log, he's likely to drift a little bit out. Perfect example of that. There's a moose right there. He finally made her up. Maybe that means he's gonna slow down. Rejected. Second rub. Well, it's 11:51. I've been tracking this buck for just over 5 hours. Unfortunately, he crossed the road, and there's 2 other hunter tracks on his track now in front of me. So what I'm gonna do is have a look. I've been dropping breadcrumbs. I'm using Onyx here all along my path, just to kind of get a feel for where he may be going, where he may be headed. And he's just been looking for doe, checking real rough areas in order to try to rouse a doe out of the bed or anything. I've gone 8 miles, so it's kind of heartbreaking to go 8 miles and it's not even noon. Almost all of that on his track and now be cut off. I'm gonna have a look at the map and try to figure out what to do. In those 8 miles, I haven't crossed another buck track either. So it goes to show that there's very low deer densities here, at least buck density. Well, I ended up bumping into a couple friends, Troy and Patrick. Come to find out, they're the ones that picked up that buck track. They ended up taking it for another 2.5 miles before somebody caught in on them.